Hi everyone, welcome to Straight from the Divine Tarot. We're Wednesday, February 26, 2025. I'm here to do a collective read for you. As you know, it is a timeless read, and I don't use the signs, I don't use the genders because it's all energy anyway. So the way to know if this is your reading is through the description of the characters as well as the storyline. So take what applies, toss the rest, don't try to make things fit if it doesn't. It's not advisable. I will be using the he and she pronoun just to give it straight in my head, no other reason. So if you have to switch the genders or the roles, go right ahead, that's not a problem. Remember, it's a general collective reading. It's not a personalized reading, okay? There's thousands of people here. So please, please, please know that not every read's going to be for you. And even if you find it is for you, chances are not all of it will resonate. Only take the parts that resonate. Only take the parts that you are already familiar with and or, you know, you already suspected. You know what I'm saying, right? And leave the rest. Don't take on other people's problems. I'll bring out the tarot cards. I'll give you the description of the cards as well as what I'm picking up intuitively. You know your story best, as I just stated. It can be all the cards, some, one, and or none. Okay, and then we bring it together at the end. Thank you for being here. I love you guys so very much. Thank you for all your love and support. You mean the world to me. Let's see where we're going with this read today, shall we? Hopefully you're having a great day. We've had really a great day today and yesterday. Mild, the snow's melting real quick. Starting to see people outside in shorts and sweatshirts. Yes, we're Canadian, you can tell, right? Middle of winter wearing shorts. I was going to wear just my hoodie out today, but I thought, no, I'll wear my winter coat just in case, and I was glad I did, but that's how warm it was. I was happy to feel that. Oh, universe in reverse, or actually it was sideways. So it's a challenge to end a cycle in order to begin a new one, or to move. Learning lessons, not quite complete yet, maybe. 21. That's the overarching energy. Yeah, there's disharmony wherever you are. Could be a parting of ways. Somebody could be in their karmic energy. You're not getting along. No peace or harmony. Poor decisions. Consequences to the poor decisions, right? Not using higher wisdom. Could be a false contract as well, or in breach of contract. That's the underlying energy. So, yeah, conflict and defeat. So, I don't know if it's a relationship, a situation, a job, whatever this is, you're not at peace here. There's a lot of conflict. Feeling defeated, taking a big spill down these stairs, right? It's a fall. Just bear in mind, we all go through the ups and downs of life, okay? At the bottom of these stairs, though, there's a candle. There's the light. It's always when we feel like we've lost everything, we're on our knees. It's where we find our strength, typically. Just remember that. It has something to do with a marriage, a commitment, dealing with an institution, a belief system. It could be the divine himself stepping in. Contract again. Triumph and success. One, that's magician. Conscious awareness. Co-creating with the divine. Taking action. Having all the tools you need for success. And that's a fact. He had made sure, the divine has made sure that each and every one of us has the tools we need, the ability to sustain ourselves, okay, to provide for ourselves and our families. We might not live like kings and queens, but you know what I mean? But this is also the sort of truth. So maybe you're coming into, I don't know, facing some truths at this moment, taking some action, gonna get ready to take some action, co-creating with the divine, focused, creative. Yep, victory, success. Boy. Now, this conflict and defeat could be somebody else you're dealing with. I mean, it kind of feels like somebody's waking up. You're waking up. You're going towards victory, triumph, and it's beautiful. You've elevated. You made the right choices here. It could have something to do, the truth about a contract or a third party. Somebody else taking a big fall. Something's over. Lessons learned. Can't get any more succinct than this. Yeah, emotional withdrawal. In reverse, somebody didn't think you would emotionally withdraw. Somebody could be afraid. Somebody has no integrity, loyalty, or honesty. Out of control. They can't control you. Somebody's in their shadow. It is what it is. They got to face their own shadow. There's fear. You have intuition, possibly. Somebody's in their emotions. They were working against you, behind your back, possibly. There's a lot of things that are hidden here, maybe. Maybe just their feelings. I don't know. You or them. Doing something in the dark. No more obstacles, no more challenges. Could be a divorce or separation, or somebody could have broken the law. It could be some sort of corruption. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, they don't want to. This, whatever this is not going anywhere. 7 is the Chariot reverse. It's out of control. They don't want to take accountability. There's no way they're going to be able to overcome this unless they change or the situation changes. But you have triumph and success. It's beautiful. Okay. They wanted you. Oh, okay. Thank you, Spirit. They wanted you to suffer conflict and be defeated. I say they. I don't know who that is, okay, in your life. So that could be, yeah, somebody trying real hard to make you trip up. But you had your eye on the prize, which is the light, right? No matter how dark it got or gets, remember, it's temporary. God's there to help you, guide you. Your spirit team's there to help and guide you. So we have universe. 21, endings. You know, endings bring new beginnings. You can't have an ending without a new beginning, right? Where are we going with this for the collective, please, Spirit? Forgotten person. Somebody doesn't want you to forget them. They're questioning, have they forgotten about me? I am non-existent to them now. Core, past, an old friend. That is so funny. I ran into an old friend today. I'm not saying this is my reading, it's just a questioning. Wow. Sacrifice. Maybe they tried to sacrifice you, whoever you're dealing with. You made sacrifices, obviously, to get where you're going. Dedication, ritual, worship, and voluntary. So somebody could have tried to sacrifice you. I don't know. Maybe in the past you made a lot of sacrifices for these people or this person or this situation or job, and you're not willing to do so anymore. It doesn't seem like it was an equal give and take here. Yeah, you're being crowned here. I think you're trying to fuck around with your crown chakra. Somebody wanted your crown. Owner, master, top level. Congratulations. Congratulations, I should say. Whistleblower, betrayal, report, expose, and leak. Sorry, I am sorry. The unspoken apology, eternal regret. I don't like the part where it says unspoken, though. Yeah, this is bringing on change, or you brought some change into your situation. Transformation, newborn, and evolution. Congratulations. You know, they say a lot of people will see your abilities, your gifts, before you see them. I'm starting to believe that. At first, I'm like, how can they see it? You know what I mean? But we don't see how we act in front of people. You know, we're just seeing it from the inside, not on the outside. So they saw the potential in you, and they wanted it for themselves. That's what I'm picking up. Let's see where else this is going to go. So we have Universe 21. Forgotten person. The universe is a vast place, and it keeps getting bigger. The world is a big place. I mean, there's, what, 8 billion people, and this one person wants you to focus on them and sacrifice for them. It sounds like it's a person. It's like, have they made any sacrifices for you? Do they care? Universe 21, forgotten person. Big question. They could have made you feel like you were non-existent, forgotten. Yeah, very toxic. Drama, arguments, and incompatible. That's why. So if they're listening, that is why. Possibilities. Follow your dreams. Make up your mind and believe in yourself. So that's where you are, and that's where you're going. Following your dreams. Nurturing. You could be nurturing a very nurturing soul, or you're in need of nurturing right now. Mentorship, wisdom, and giving back. And you're dealing with karmics, or you were. Third parties, haters, and lessons learned. They could be feeling hopeless, or they wanted you to feel hopeless. Loss, depression, and self-delete. Sounds like they're kicking themselves in the ass for whatever they've done to you. But it's an unspoken apology. I don't like that. You know, not taking accountability. I don't like that. Somebody hurts you, damn straight they should take accountability. Instead of thinking, oh, you know, they know I'm sorry. Down deep inside, they must know. But then they expect you to sacrifice, but they won't even, they won't even apologize. I just saw same sex, so it could be somebody the same gender as you that we're dealing with here. So Universe 21, Forgotten Person, question mark, and Toxic. Ulterior motives and agenda. So if they come back around, just know that they do have ulterior motives. They had it in the past, they still do. Boundaries. Keep your boundaries up. They don't like your boundaries, I just heard. Well, that's it. Fired. Somebody got fired, or they're trying to get you fired. Somebody's showing off, or they claim you are. Secrets are being revealed. Something to do with a pawn shop. So maybe somebody's really hurting now, and they have to sell whatever they own. Somebody had fetishes. Something to do with a celebration. They have low self-esteem. They're trying to work on your self-esteem to lower it. Loyalty, you've been loyal. They don't. They hate the fact that you're loyal. Look at this. They hate. They're full of hate. They're trolling you and they're hating you. So if you have online presence, that's what they're doing right now. If you don't, disregard it, okay? Because you're leveling up. Something to do with transfer of fluids, money, or a job. You have new beginnings. Congratulations. Something to do with it. Examine. Somebody needs to get examined. Or they're examining your life, trying to figure things out. Trying to thwart you. Somebody's very, very demonic. They need to be examined. Okay? They're looking at your income. Trying to affect your income. They're drunk and high all the time. They're trying to affect your reputation. They could be trying to threaten you. Force you to do stuff. They're forced to love bomb you right now. You're too psychic for this. Okay? You know what they're doing. You know, I mean, if you're psychic and these people know it and they're playing in your face, please. Like for me, what I do is, hi, how's it going? Yeah, blah, 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 blah. But I know exactly what's going on. You know, they don't want to come out and say, I'm sorry for what I've done, blah, blah, blah. They want to keep lying to you like everything's all rosy in their life and it's not. Hey, it's on them, you know. It's no skin off my back, right? Basically, it doesn't stop me from living, eating, you know, doing what I'm doing. Who are they fooling? They're fooling themselves. They're not fooling me. That's fooling you, in other words, right? So we have Universe 21, Forgotten Person, Toxic, Ulterior Motive, and Agenda. Where are we going with this, please, Spirit? I'm feeling tired. I ran around. I did a lot of running around today. I'm feeling it now. I just had lunch. I had a whole whack of wasabi with it. I had to go blow my nose before I could start this video. I was on fire. Where are we going with this, please? Thank you. Yeah, somebody's trying to protect themselves. They're holding back from you. They were greedy and selfish. Certainly not opening up, that's for sure. Now they know I'm sorry. No. Truth and clarity. You know the truth. You have that crown chakra. You have a direct connection with source. This is Archangel Michael's sort of truth. You cut through the bullshit. Somebody maybe wants to talk to you. You have a new beginning. You took a different approach. Right? It's a breakthrough. And that sort, something's happening quickly. Fast communication, fast actions. Somebody could be wanting to attack your crown chakra, or they tried. If you notice in this deck, it's a knight on horseback, but it's also a soldier with a mask, gas mask. They're gaslighting you. You knew the truth, or you know the truth, okay? Yeah, it's over. Ending a cycle here, okay? They could have wanted you gone. I don't know. Something's ended, though. Ending a cycle to begin a new one. Or somebody could have passed on. Something could have happened quickly. They could be going. Ending a cycle. So I definitely, cycles are ending. Yeah, could have an STD, or they claimed you had an STD. I don't know. Ending a cycle here of them trying to block your way. They don't want you to take any action against them. Blocking your healing. They're praying. They're strategizing. They're trying to, they know they need to put something to rest with you. You're at peace, okay? You're not up at night thinking about it. You've healed. They're strategizing somehow. They could be sick. King of Pentacles. Somebody was greedy and selfish, corrupt, abuse of power, abuse of authority, very materialistic, greedy and selfish, a bully. Could be having financial difficulties here. They were getting paid. Some bully was paying them, or they were paying someone else. What? To do what? They were could be a third party. They got an STD from a third party, possibly. They were giving and receiving with others, prioritizing others. You know, in my life, I got that experience mostly with everybody. Everybody prioritized everybody else but me, but I couldn't prioritize anybody above them. You know what I mean? How dare you? You're balanced here. They don't like that. They're unbalanced. They're money motivated. They're a bully. They're jealous. Lazy. Money's been exchanged here for some reason. 5 of Cups. Grieving and regretting what they've done. So they got paid to do something against you. Or they gave and received with others, right? I just heard they thought they were solid, or somebody they were dealing with was solid, and they just crumbled. They're grieving and regretting. It's very disappointing. Yeah, 8 of Pentacles. Something to do with work. They should have put the work in. They're trying to affect your work. They didn't put the effort in. They didn't want to. You're still successful. So they're trying to affect your money. You're still balanced. And they're not doing so well. They were trying to put themselves on a pedestal. Look what happened. No staying power, I just heard. Okay, so it could be a competitor where you work. I don't know. Put that back in. It's all money motivated. Somebody likes to cut corners. They don't put the work in. They'd rather just steal or usurp justice. You're getting your justice. Congratulations. 7 of Wands. Somebody made accusations or allegations about you. They didn't stand up for you. They didn't protect you. They have no defense. They're feeling overwhelmed and defeated. They can't block you. If they were trying to block your work, they can't block you anymore. Yeah, the worst has happened. This is a nightmare. You're unaffected. You're not even worried. Okay? Somebody lied about you. They were jealous. They were vindictive. They were spiteful and bitter and angry. You could have gotten ice cold on this person. And you're moving on. You overcame whatever they tried to do. You're moving on. This is universally driven. You're in control of your own life. You're still moving forward no matter what they tried to do. This could be authorities coming through there. They're heartbroken. You're still moving on. This is victory, universally driven. Taking accountability. They need to take accountability. It's radical acceptance. You could have radically accepted the situation or the persons that you're dealing with as you knew who they were. You didn't make a big stink over it. You just knew who they were. You put up your boundaries. That's enough of that now. You know what I'm saying? You got to show it. You gave them a chance. That's it. Somebody's unstable. They have addictions, obsessions. They went to extremes, inappropriate behavior. There will be no reconciling here. There's no conflict resolution. Somebody was too impatient here. Something to do with a car. They didn't want to let go. It didn't serve. If you're dealing with a relationship that was, that had a third party, they didn't want commitment. They were non-committal, but yet didn't want to be alone. They didn't want to wait around. You didn't wait around. There's no peace or harmony where they are. This is disaster. They're heartbroken. 3-3. They can't move forward. They didn't foresee this. Okay, you still moving forward. You overcoming. They're heartbroken. They broke their own heart. I just heard. Could be a lot of drinking going on or other things. 8 of Wands. You're moving on. Fast communication, fast action, and or travel. They shot their shot, and that was it. They missed. If it has anything to do with work, there could be something to do with numbers. Somebody's not adding up. They ain't going further in life. This job, yeah, I think it's done. Or they wanted you not to go further in life, in whatever field you're in. How dare you move forward? They didn't foresee this. They're not prepared for this. Heartbreak. They like to break people's hearts, but they weren't prepared to have their own heart broken. Two of Swords in denial. It could be a heart blockage as well. Somebody doesn't know what they want. Oh, I was indecisive. I don't know what I want in life. But yet, because they don't know what they want in life, if it's a relationship or friendship or something like that, you're supposed to just sit there and take their shit and wait. I don't think so. They were playing a lot of games. Yeah, no, I don't think so. They're acting like a victim now. They could be drinking and, feeling sorry for themselves. Maybe they're paranoid. They don't see what's coming. They certainly didn't see this coming. You blocked them off. You're ignoring them. Yep. Feeling sorry for themselves in front of a mob. So they got a mob after you. Unbelievable. So they lied about you, got people coming after you, hating and trolling on you, and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, based off of gossip. Yeah, because they weren't happy. They weren't happy. They didn't want you moving on. Somebody's in trouble now. Okay, because I think that the group or whomever they came, they sicked after you is finding out the truth. They're parting ways with this group or this third party. The party's over. There's nothing to celebrate here. Okay, maybe the mob's turned down them. They weren't expecting that. They're in denial still. Yeah, the truth's coming out. They could have been doing a lot of shit talking, obviously, about you, but this was unwise counsel. Didn't use their intuition. Could have been some spell work. I don't know. It's been going on for a long time. They have to take accountability. Okay? They need to take accountability. They were trying to slow you down for some reason. Yeah, you exposed them or somebody's exposed them. You have integrity, loyalty, and honesty. You made it to the end here, okay? The Knight of Pentacles out of the 4 Knights is the only one that makes it to the end in the deck. The other 3 don't. I don't know why, but the other 3 don't, okay? It's the only one you want to deal with. Yeah, you're exposing them maybe on a platform or at work. This is an institution. This could be a marriage. Male or female, place the genders where it belongs, okay? Queen of Wands. It could be a mistress or a side dude. Or this could be you. You're standing in your power. You go your own way. You're independent. You're not going to let these people hold you back. You're a creator of some sort. You're a visionary, obviously. You're unafraid. You're very provided for. I meant to say protected by the divine. The divine, that's the divine protecting you. You're alluring, you're captivating, you're magnetic right now, okay? A leader. You're not looking back. You broke free. You saw through the illusions and broke free. You distanced yourself. You detached. You practiced the art of detachment. You're not toxic and you're not karmic. You're not bound to any devil or any contracts. It was unrequited love if it's a relationship or they gave out false information about you. Somebody needs to do their inner childhood healing here, okay? The wounds. They were malicious and ruthless and cruel, okay? Somebody could have lost a child. I don't know. It could be a custody case. I don't know. Or if they had a mistress or a side dude, there could be a paternity issue. I don't know. You broke free. You peeped their game. I heard a long time ago. 8 of Pentacles, you put the work in. You're a master of your craft. You're a master of your art. Self-mastery, emotion. You mastered your emotions. You have success here. You put a lot of work in. You're very diligent. You have extreme happiness. Or somebody was working with a group or your family. You saw it. Yeah. Narcissistic. So somebody was lying, using and abusing you. No authority. Cross the lines, self-serving. There's going to be some communication. Are you communicating this? Moving on. Something's happening quickly. Okay, somebody with a small little heart. But they wanted the kudos. They wanted the medals on the chest. You know, look at me, look at me. Could be a narcissistic family for all I know. Hermit, there's an investigation. You're alone. You could be isolated. They wanted you isolated, wanted to hide you. But, you know, instead of isolating you and making you feel sorry for yourself, wanting to take yourself out, the opposite happened. You went within and you did that healing work and you connected with the divine and your higher wisdom. You're shining a light on something, or it could be an investigation. Beautiful. Even when you're around a huge crowd of people, you still feel alone. You're not like everyone, okay? I get that. It doesn't matter who you're around. You still feel alone. It's not that you keep secrets. It's just, it's hard to relate, right? Somebody's, finding out somebody could have lost a child. They wanted you feeling abandoned and rejected. Somebody's having an emotional outburst. They're immature and they're insincere. No new beginnings. They're not sorry for what they did to you. They wanted you on your own. But it backfired on them. Because what it did is it gave you the ability to provide for yourself. You're single, abundant, independent, self-sufficient, stable, and secure, male or female. You could have opened up a business, an entrepreneur. It doesn't have to be. Okay, just take what applies. You're very mature. You could be celibate. You could be chaste. Minding your own business. This is it backfired on them because they wanted you struggling. They wanted you to they wanted to sacrifice you. They don't want to let go. There's no illumination here. They can't move on. It was all a big waste of time. They're trying to slow something down or delay something. Waiting. What are they waiting? They wanted you to sit and wait for them. If it's a relationship or a family, 8 of Cups. Yeah, because they walked away. Or you walked away. No longer emotionally invested. Investing 8 out of 10 cups. That's a lot of cups, right? So it only goes to 10. Find out there's nothing there. So you took a leap of faith and said, see ya, wouldn't want to be ya. Read my back. You're in search of your 9th and 10th cup, which is emotional fulfillment and happiness. You made a good call right here, okay? Because these people are under divine judgment. Somebody now wants to come back in from out of the cold. They want a second chance with you. They're under judgment. They had multiple options. They were under some sort of illusion. Or maybe you have a lot of options in life now. Options that, I'm not saying like lovers and stuff like that. Maybe you do. But I'm just saying options in life and where to go. You're going to have to make the right choice. This is a wake-up call for somebody, an aha moment. They have to take accountability, full accountability. You didn't want anybody knowing why you walked away from them or from the job or whatever this is, from the family. I think it's slowly dawning on those who are curious, who want to know why you walked away. The trumpet's sounding here. I just heard blast from the past. Male or female, you're stable and secure. You know your value and your worth. You have integrity, loyalty, and honesty. You're independent, hardworking, and abundant. What more do you need? You're very stable. Somebody could have had a wife, or you are the wife. Or it could be a male in this energy as well. You're very stable. You're very gifted and blessed. Wow. Your blessings here. You have a new beginning. The divine is blessing you. They underestimated you. Now they want to come with a couple of the Knight of Cups. Couple love, friendship, fealty. You planted some seeds and they're growing. Whatever it is that you're doing. You're a thinker, right? Congratulations. Maybe you're going to get paid for your thoughts. Maybe you could be working for a think tank. You could be very creative. People want to sit down and pay you for your thoughts, for your ideas. I don't know. Or it has something to do with an investment with your family, a home, property, a business. Everybody's story is different. Could be a marriage as well. Yep, there's a lot of lies and illusions, that's for sure. Fear even. Nine of Cups. Somebody lost a position. They wanted you to lose your position. Somebody was trying to impersonate you, putting on an act, or making you sound like you're just a partier. You're not very serious about life. But this is a fall from grace. This is not wish fulfillment. They certainly didn't want you having wish fulfillment or to be seen as if you are wish fulfillment. Whether it's a job, a relationship, a family. Somebody's very smug. Okay? Yeah, they're trying to hide you. That was in reverse. No truth or clarity. They could be sick. Working in the dark. Not happy. Yeah, somebody lied. Definitely, okay? They were jealous and they abused you. They lied, they spread rumor, gossip, and slander. They were petty and they were cruel. They targeted you online. It could be online. Now, only if you are online, okay? They could be bullying you and harassing you, like the card said. If not, then they're just bullies, okay? They're liars. They wanted you stuck in your head, or maybe they're going to go to jail for what they've done. It's a hate crime. They're trying to restrict you, put obstacles in your way. Somebody feels gutted here because, yeah, we had secret addictions here. This is somebody that's very emotionally manipulative, emotionally... they blackmail emotion, let's put it that way. They could be in their emotions. They could be drinking at this moment. This is somebody that's superficial, shallow, and selfish. They don't care who they hurt. Very neglectful. They're in their emotions for sure. Their emotions are blocked, or they wanted to block new beginnings or love or whatever this is. Two of Wands in reverse. No contingency plan. You could have left suddenly, or somebody's showing up suddenly. Don't know what to do. Can't move forward because they were lying, cheating, and/or stealing. They're trying to strategize or finagle a way to escape this situation if they can, but I don't think they can. They're blocked here, okay? They're trying to block anybody from loving you, your happiness. 9 of Wands. They got to let go. They have to give up. They're angry. They can't block you. Yeah, this is corrupt, abuse of power, abuse of authority. This could be a father, a boss, and or a leader of some sort, really bad leader. Somebody's in their emotions. They're in their pride, in their ego. Control. They want control of you. Power hungry, bending to public pressure it's all about their image, right? It's a bully. Yeah, their lies, illusions, deception, manipulations, two-faced, corruption. Corruption. Could be doing magic as well. Now they're feeling sorry for themselves. They're regretting something. They got their heads barely above water. They could be having breathing problems at the moment. Maybe they have congestive heart failure or fluid in their lungs or pleurisy or something like that. They don't have all the resources they need, though. Okay. Someone's very egotistical, that's for sure. They're getting dropped if it's a work situation. They got to drop their foolishness, whatever this is. How are we ending this, please? You got some good boundaries up. They want you to put your guard down. That's what it is. So they can take control over you again. Manipulate you again. Yeah. Yeah, they wanted you in a third-party situation. If it's a lover's or it's a false contract, or, yeah, you're not going back there again. They're getting their consequences for how they treated you. 5 of Wands. Yeah, they were gaslighting you, poking the bear maybe, you know, reactive abuse or mind games. And you're not playing those mind games. Whoever they were working with, they're all fighting, finger-pointing, blaming one another because things are not working out for them. You took the high road and you walked away with your head held high. You got nothing to feel sorry about, but somebody's in their emotions. They could be drinking. They were malicious and ruthless and cruel, emotionally manipulative, emotionally unavailable, and immature, self-serving and self-absorbed. Maybe even dangerous. Yeah. Wearing a false face. King of Cups in reverse and Knight of Cups in reverse. A scam artist. Love bomber. They chase you until they get what they want, and then they're gone. No follow-through with their promises. They could have been having casual hookups all over the place. They didn't want you having friendship, love, and or support. Now they're not receiving any support. Page of Pentacles in reverse. They bore false witness against you. They're in debt. No new beginnings. Didn't take a practical approach. They could have dabbled into some sort of divination abuse. Could have lost a child. They're immature. This is bad financial news. No new beginnings. They're in debt. Doppelganger, wanting power and control, very toxic, karmic, controlling, possessive, jealous. If it's a third party, they went to a doppelganger, trying to be you. Got a lot of burdens on their backs. They try to place burdens on your back. They want power and control over you. It could be a bad mother that you're dealing with as well. Okay? I don't know. That a point to prove. I'm better than you. Good for you. It's ending a cycle, though. They're buckling up beneath the weight of their burdens here that they placed upon themselves. They're going to be held responsible, okay? They wanted you. They know you're responsible. Dutiful, I just heard. So it could have something to do with work. They can't replicate what you do. Ten of Swords. 10-10. Wow, it's ending. They betrayed you. They feel betrayed because you left. See all this, the swords in her back? And everybody's laughing. Everybody knew about it but you. That's what I'm picking up. So yeah, I can see why you moved on. You're not dealing with it. Ending a cycle to begin a new one. This is a harsh and painful end because you are a star. You've healed. You're a healer. You're inspirational. You're divinely protected and guided. You dropped it. That's how you heal, by letting it go. I posted that song last night. Let it be. Let it go. These people are insecure, and you know it. And you're going towards your wish fulfillment, okay? They were willing to do whatever it took to win, but they're all taking on losses here. Empty victory, very dishonorable in the past, okay? They thought they were funny. They thought they won until everything went tits up. You're still getting your wish fulfillment. You're better than ever. Happier than ever. They are the forgotten people in your life. They thought you'd be crying over them. Yeah, you're a leader of some sort. Congratulations. A rock star. And you're moving on. There you go. You might be traveling or moving, but this is moving on. Transition. Page of Wands. Good news. You are good news. You're climbing. You ascended. Okay. You might be traveling the world and experiencing life to the fullest as well. You know, things you've always wanted to do, male or female. But this is, you're very innovative. You take the right approach. You take the noble approach. You have morals, ethics, and honor. You protect and defend the underdog. But you're charismatic, male or female. You're very charming. You're very alluring. You're attractive. You're attracting. You're magnetic. You're a leader. You're a creator. And you're not afraid. That type of attitude, yeah, I wish a bitch would. You know what I'm saying? You're going places. You're going far. You are good news. They want to. Yeah, you have a new beginning. You took a leap of faith. You believed in yourself. You have a new beginning. They looked at you like a fool. Now they're looking at you differently. They're the fool. They're the clowns. You might be working with somebody in public office or something. Not at once. They were holding you back. So everybody knows that they're the ones that was holding you back in life. They could have went around saying, you're holding them back. Yeah, no. Yeah. They didn't want something to end here. They can't overcome. They kept repeating a bad pattern of behavior. They don't want it to stop or end. If you're online, they want to stop you. They want to hold you back, restrict you, block you, hide you. They're the fools. Now they're scared because it's going to be ruined for them. They give out false information for you. They need to clear up their inner childhood wounds. They could be losing their children here. They caused a lot of trauma, possibly. They're gold diggers and cloud chasers, but this has changed. You're on your destined path. I heard that clearly. So whoever this is trying to take you off your destined path out of greed, out of jealousy, out of ego. They're getting caught. They have to come clean. They're going to be on their own. There's something's very karmic. You don't trust this person, or other people won't trust these people ever again. Okay? Or this person. Bad behavior. Once it gets around as to what they did to you, who's going to trust them? Whether it's work, relationships, friends, or family. Right? They did themselves in. So it's over. Ending a cycle to begin a new one. Lessons have been learned. They didn't they didn't make the right decisions. They're getting some consequences. It could be in breach of a contract, false contract, or third parties. It could be anything like that. They're karmic. You're leaving them behind. Bye. Okay, no peace or harmony. Forgotten person, core, past, and old friend. Sacrifice, dedication, ritual, worship, and voluntary. They did it out of their own. They can't say, I was made to do it. They did it. They wanted to do it. Okay, they're toxic as hell. Drama, arguments, and incompatible. Possibilities. Follow your dreams. Make up your mind. Believe in yourself. And you already did. I think you've already crossed that bridge. You're well on your way. These people know. Or this person. Boundaries. You put up your boundaries and keep them up. Because this person or these people still have ulterior motives and an agenda. Okay? Just because whatever they tried in the past didn't work, it might be fueling even more anger. Because now there's embarrassment, disgrace mixed in with that. So just be careful, okay? I don't want to see you get any more, any hurt. I don't know who this is in your life. It depends. If it's a friend, it's not a, you can leave them behind and leave them there. Leave them on red, whatever. Let them reap what they have sown. It's a family member, a child, a mother, a sister, a brother. I don't know what to do. A partner. You're going to have to go within and make that distinction, that decision. I can't tell you what to do, but they could be even angrier now. Do you understand? Yeah, it's time. Yes or no question. 8. It's time for action. Things are fast-tracked to unfold quickly and smoothly. Congratulations. Castle. Sagittarius 686 might have something to do with this. Pride, recognition, position, praise for achievements, ego, wealth, ancestry, antiquity, history, legacy, architecture, power, prestige, isolation, the old guard, and timeless. So yeah, you were in isolation. Maybe it's time for these people to go into isolation. It has something to do with pride and recognition. Your position is elevating, that's for sure, wherever you are. Praise for your achievements, ego, wealth. You're coming into some wealth. Congratulations. Something to do with your ancestry. Your ancestors could be bringing this in for you. Antiquity. Place that where it belongs. I mean, I don't want to go there. We did see, what do you call it? I can't even think straight. Pawn shop, didn't we? Maybe they sold something that was worth a lot of money. That was yours. History, legacy, architecture has something to do with a home or business or something. Power, prestige, isolation, the old garden, timeless. So this is Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces, person of water, the emotional idealist, emotionally connected, psychic, empathic, intuitive, sensitive, heart-centered, feels deeply, takes things personally. Healer, counselor, advisor, and author. This could be you or somebody else in the equation. You're an inventor. Leo, 3. Innovation. I was picking that up. Imagination, creative gadgets, technology, groundbreaking developments. Okay to fail. Do it again and again. Inspired ideas, setting trends, mastermind in modern era. So you're right on. You have your thumb right on the pulse of what's going to be happening, in terms of what's popular, what's coming in, in the near future. You might have failed a number of times, but that's okay, like it says. I mean, all the billionaires in this world, all the ones who really made it in this world, have failed over and over again. They've shut down businesses. They have to start from scratch again. The difference between them and some of us is they weren't afraid to get back up and do it again and look foolish. Because when you have that drive, you have that drive. Fuck you, I'm doing it anyway, right? I don't care what you think. You just drop that ego. You drop that need for outside validation. You just do what you know you have to do. And I think that's where you are. Roll of the dice, Sagittarius. So we have 2 Sagittarius and 1 Leo. So there's a lot of fire here and water. I mean, steam. Dice, gamble, taking a risk, luck, playing games, chances are, roll with it, random results, win or lose, uncertain outcome, playing the game, potential fate, and what happens next. So somebody was playing games with you. Watch what happens next. This is what happens next. Pillory, 5, Aquarius. Open dishonor, humiliation, finding fault, punishment, abusive, shut down, caught, public ridicule and mockery, nowhere to run, censor, serving time, and vulnerable. They might have to serve time. There we go. So it's happening soon, 6. Happening soon. The situation or event in question will develop or unfold very soon. It is what it is. Read them and weep. Oh, I wanted to say Dano, so book them, Dano. Somebody might be getting arrested. And if you're not familiar with that saying, look it up. Somebody had asked me yesterday, and no offense, okay? I had posted something and they wanted me to explain it. Where did I find it? Blah, 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 blah. It's easy to find. It's on Google. That's where I found it. And I thought, wait a minute. I don't have to explain this stuff. It is. It's right there. If you want to find it, Google it. I don't have time. I'm not here to I'm posting things to help people. If you want to look it up, go right ahead. But I'm not here to justify, explain myself. It is what it is. If you don't like it, you don't have to look at it. If you want to know more, Google it. Go right ahead, okay? Do your own homework. I've done mine. And I will continue to do mine. Angels, how are we ending this? That's the final message for the collective, please. Ooh. Okay. That came out kind of nasty. 10 of Wands. Yeah, they got a lot of burdens on their back now. Okay, they try to burden you. You ended a cycle. You're not taking on their burdens. Dropping it. 53 is an 8. Somebody was full of ego and pride, wanted control. God humiliating the proud. There we go. Spiritual communication influences religious men, teachers, and men of law. So you could be dealing with these people, these types of people in this environment. Knight of Pentacles. They were trying to slow you down. They have to take accountability. You are committed to what you're doing. Maybe they were trying to take you off your path, right? Oh, they're not committed. Surely we can just fuck around and, take them off their path, and then we can just, laugh. No. 6, third party, contract, elevation, ascending, using your higher wisdom. You might be going towards a higher level soulmate, or take it for whatever that is. It's the Lovers. The Lovers has always been about choice and consequences. No matter what you decide to do, somebody's going to be pissed off. And that's just too bad. So the praiseworthy God. 6 is also a card of number of balance as well. Light of understanding, acquires knowledge and cures illness. You might have, might be in the medical field as well, or an inventor of some sort in the medical field. Oof, the Wheel of Fortune. Somebody's trying to hijack it. Make money off of you, or get places off of your name or your work, okay? Knight of Wands. They do something too quickly. In reverse, they were holding you back, right? Impersonating you, forging your signature, whatever this is. They felt entitled. So, Hahuia, I think that's how you say it. 24 is another 6. 866. God the good in himself. Protection. Prevents discovery of secret crimes and stays exiled. So they're trying to prevent the discovery of their crimes. Whether it's corporates, criminal, whatever. Yeah, 10 of Swords. They betrayed you, all right. But see the eyes on this wheel? It's like the thrown angels. Everything was seen. There's proof out there of what they were doing. Okay? Luia, 17. Yeah, divine protection, divine intervention. Wishes are being granted. You're being seen, or they've been seen. The marvelous God. Revelation. Protects from sadness, gives revelations and dreams. Congratulations. I'm so happy for you. These cards are in, I don't know. Yeah, this could be divination, and this is a new beginning. You took a different approach, a practical approach. It's good financial news, okay? Learning something, teaching something. Oh, the devil. Somebody was using some sort of magic and or, I don't know, they wanted to shut you up. Maybe shut up spells. Wanted to sacrifice you yet again. Out of pride and ego, strength. Lying, cheating, and or stealing. They're trying to get away with this. 66. They're under divine judgment. They're getting some karma here. Yeah, and they were willing to do whatever it took. Now it's embarrassing and disgraceful. Riding on somebody else's back. They probably had a bunch of people doing their bidding. And those people were suffering, if you could see. They're not looking too happy. I say, take me over there, I said. No, now, quicker. Meanwhile, I was like, get the fuck off my back and walk. Who the fuck do you think you are? The noivas, say. Anyhow, it sounds good for you. Not so great for them. I hope you like the read, and until next time, take care.